everyone, and welcome back to Allthemod 6. We're obviously back on the server, and I did something interesting. I found a list of a bunch of performance mods. If I remember, I'll add them to the description of this video. And there was quite a few that I ended up getting. And as you might notice, I feel like our frames are phenomenal. Do you guys, like, look at this. Do you see any stuttering when I do this? That's pretty ridiculous, is it not? Now, obviously, it's not. I was going to say it's not perfect, but I mean, we're getting over 140 frames. That's insane. I haven't changed anything about the base. As you can see, the base is all still the same. Everything's still set up. Everything's still working. This is pretty incredible. And I've still got Optifine installed. So in theory, I can turn on shaders. I won't for this episode, but we might try it in the future. Now, there is something that... I think one of the biggest ones is apparently it stops like modded rendering if it's out of my line of sight sort of thing, or if it's like too far away. And for example, look at the pipes over there. As I get closer, we get a little bit of lag, and then boom, the water comes in and like the animations happen. So I think that's what's saving us a lot of this, a lot of these frames. And honestly, I couldn't care less if I can see the water in the pipe over there. This is incredible. Okay, so let's continue with the episode. So last episode, we came over here. And we set up some mycelial generators, right? These guys here. So the metallurgic mycelial generator and the crimed mycelial generator. This guy requires liquid meat, which we have made from our woot farm, which is just over there. We have some tin in there. Tin is just what we have the most of. Someone told me in the comments, actually, that I should possibly use graphite. Reason being is, it's just smelted coal. And I'm pretty sure, do we have a lot of coal? Well, we have 21.9 thousand blocks of coal, and we've got plenty of coal, so we could definitely do that. We obviously have more coal and thus potential ingots than we do tin, so we might do that. But the other thing is, I could just, in theory, get like a tin B and chuck that in my apiary, and that might be good enough. I don't really know. This guy over here, he uses basically like different fungal things, particularly from the nether, it appears. So, we were going to use nether warts, and you might notice we have the exact same amount of nether warts as we did last episode. That is because, once again, the comments are helping me out here. Apparently, I'm an idiot. Apparently, these don't work that way. They need an inventory below them, and then you pipe them out. So, all we're going to do is grab 2 chests, like so. We can pick up these, like that. Chest. There we go. Instantly, they output into the chest. Beautiful. And then we can go ahead and we'll need a third pipe this time around, and we can connect it like so. Make sure that we configure these. My morphing tool sometimes doesn't morph the way I want it to, but that's fine, I guess. So there we go. Now these should exit the chest. Yep. And then if we search netherwart again, we have a few more. Beautiful, beautiful. So they'll obviously run pretty much 24/7 and fill up. Eventually, we might need to put them into barrels with void upgrades because, I mean, they'll be running infinitely, but We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, so I want to do more of these generators this episode because I sort of had fun making these guys. So we're going to go to the next on the list. So the crimed, I have no idea how I'm meant to pronounce this. So we're just going to press A to remove that from our list. And we're down to just these ones left. just these ones. So the rocket mycelial generator. I guess we'll try and make it. What are we going to need? All we need to do is craft paper and an advanced block, advanced machine frame. That seems easy enough. Once again, we are just going to have to wait for the guy over here. I will double check that he has all the right upgrades. Yeah, he does. He's got a fair amount of upgrades. It's just, he takes a while. I don't really know if there's much I can do there. Oh, other things. I forgot that this system is obviously going to be dropping items. Honestly, I should have 100% realized that earlier. So I went ahead and set up an item collector to collect everything and dump it into the ender chest. So now when or I guess if the bee mutates this vibranium block, or vibranium honeycomb, sorry, it will turn into an ingot, it'll get picked up, it'll get instantly placed. To double check if the bee's even working, let's search vibranium. We have 1,000 honeycombs. We're doing alright, he is working. Okay, good. Okay, is this guy done? Are we allowed to make this? Beautiful, we can. Rocket mycelial generator. Now, before we get started on the next, what I might want to do, a lot of these use these advanced machine frames. Some use simple ones, some use supreme ones. What if I just order a certain amount of each. You know what I mean? Like, what if I just say, okay, get me 3 of these, and then once you've got me 3 of those, get me 3 advanced ones, maybe 5 advanced ones. I feel like we need them more often than we need the normal ones. And then, I don't know, 10 simple ones. They will craft in the background as we set up this generator, and then hopefully the next ones will be a little bit faster to craft. That's my plan anyway. Okay, so, rocket mycelial generator. Here we go. Here it is. It appears as though it's going to use fireworks or like gunpowder or something. Let's right click on it. Oh, normally they tell you what they use, like when you press right click. For instance, here for the death one, it tells us what we can use. For the rocket one, it is not telling us, but I guess the picture of a what's the word? Firework gives it away. Let's check. Gunpowder? Can we just put gunpowder in here? No, we cannot. Okay, good to know. Tooltip titanium facing handler rocket input. Okay. Alright. So let's try and make a firework then. I'll be honest, I've probably made these once in my entire life. Firework rocket, firework star. They don't even have recipes. Huh. Really? Am I gonna have to Google this? A vanilla... Okay, I'm gonna have to Google a vanilla recipe. Great. Okay, the little thing I'm looking at the moment tells me that if we get gunpowder, which we have, and in this example it's using cactus green, I wonder, can we use any dye? Well, I guess we've got green dye here. This should get us, yep, a firework star. So I guess this just changes the color. So if we wanted, we could do a yellow one, or if we wanted, we could do a blue one, I guess. So a firework star is made with gunpowder and a dye. That's fine. Then what we do is we do gunpowder, paper, and this firework star like this, I believe. And that gives us rockets, or, you know, firework rockets. So we'll craft one for now. Ooh, gunpowder and paper just makes a normal rocket. Beautiful, beautiful. If I add more gunpowder, yeah, look at that. So it says flight duration 1. If we put another gunpowder in, it's flight duration 2. Can we just, oh, no, you can only do 3. Flight duration 3. I am going to make these just to see if it generates a different amount of power. So we're going to put in the flight duration 1 with a small blue ball or whatever, small ball blue. Chuck that in. It's generating 60... Oh, wow. It's generating 60 RF per tick. And as you can see, it's giving me levitation every so often. Just from being in vicinity. So, I'm warning you guys. It's probably only going to get worse as we get more and more and more and more of these generators. I'm surprised these guys did nothing to me. Maybe they did and I didn't notice. Okay, so that got me, what, 4,000. It did 60 RF per tick. It still looks like it's meant to be working, but maybe... Is the server still working? Yeah, I think it is. Let's put in a flight duration 3. Let's see if this does something. 180 RF. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if it necessarily matters whether we're doing the best or the worst, but hey, we might as well. So what I'm going to do here is set up the recipes for these. In particular, honestly, I'm just going to do the recipe for this normal firework. So it's going to be the gunpowder, 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 and then paper, like so. And yeah, we'll just do that. So I'll chuck this recipe in here. Beautiful. Then we'll go ahead and fly over here. I don't know if I need to set any of those to be exact. I don't think I do. This guy now needs to be a exporter. Exporter. I might actually go ahead and craft like 20 of these. By the way, the way to do that, like when you have an item here and you want to craft more, hold Control and Shift and then click on it. If you have the recipe, obviously. Just in case you were confused following along at home. So exporter. We're going to set this guy to be on only works with redstone signals, so we can actually hook him up. Then we're going to get this firework with a flight duration of 3 and chuck him on there. So nothing should show up yet. That's fine. Can I put upgrades in here? I can. I'll probably end up putting a crafting upgrade into this guy, just so that he crafts them himself and we don't have to set up like an interface or something. So that should work. Then we're going to need wireless redstone. Let me, once again, just get a few of these and then also get a few GPSs. How does that sound? GPS. I'm going to grab those. Did I not set up the recipe for it? Let me do that real quick. One thing I will say just while I'm doing this, I don't know if you guys have noticed, or maybe I already mentioned this already, but since getting an SSD for my game and my operating system, we have not had a single stutter or freeze in the game. Have you guys noticed that? I've most 100% noticed that. Can this be any blue dye? It can. I'm going to actually change this to be blue dye, because that's a little bit easier for us to make than the blue plates. We can make the blue plates, but they take a little longer. But yeah, so the stuttering does not exist anymore. Like the random freezes as we say open an inventory and the game completely freezes. I haven't noticed them when I'm playing, nor have I noticed them in the recordings. And I mean, how good is the FPS in this episode compared to even since getting an SSD? I feel like there's still been some low frame rates. 200 frames we're getting here. Just can we take a moment to think about this? Think about this. What episode are we on? Let me check. We're on episode 109, I think. 109. 109. And if we sit in the center of our base, right here, we're getting over 100 frames per second. That is incredible. That is incredible. And you can obviously see in the top right of my screen, you can see my graphics card and my CPU. I haven't changed them. They haven't been upgraded since the last episode. This is incredible. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing the wireless. So redstone receiver goes here, and then we're just going to hold one GPS card. Oh, we were planning. Oh, are we? Oh, what? Okay, well, we're just going to hold one GPS card and right-click on this exporter. No, we're going to right-click on the wireless receiver. I don't know why I was going to do that. The receiver then goes in here, or the GPS card, sorry. And then when this guy gets turned on, we should be able to see a firework go in. How cool is that? Beautiful. We can turn this back off. These guys should turn off as well. Have I set this guy up properly? He should be set up to only work with redstone signal, and he should get a nether wart block, which we might have to add the crafting for as well. This will go in there. We're going to grab a crafting card. That should be fine. Chuck that in there. Beautiful. I like it. This is nice. I enjoy doing stuff like this. It's simple things, but I really enjoy setting them up. It's very therapeutic, I guess. So, nether wart block. Create the pattern. Chuck the pattern in here. Bada bing, bada boom. That guy should be working. We can double check, so let's turn this back on. Are we going to get... Yep, we got plenty in there. Whoa, whoa. Quite a lot, if I'm honest. A lot more than I may have expected. You know what? Once it's full of energy, it won't be burning them anyway, so... In theory, we could just keep these on. We'll cross that bridge later, though. Okay. So, the rocket generator is finished. Next is the death generator. Now, I remember setting up one of these on MC Eternal, back when we played that, if you can believe me. And we had it set up next to a mob farm, and I'm pretty sure it dealt damage to me, just from standing near it. Now, I do have a mecha suit, so I don't think that will be a problem, but if it is, we might have to worry about that. Is this not centered? Wow. This whole thing isn't centered. You know what? We're gonna take care of that real quick. We're gonna pick this up. We're going to grab cables, and we're gonna run them. What? These were meant to be cables, like so. I'm gonna run this and just place it in the corner. I think that... Oh, I've got to change the receiver. Ugh. Oh, and I forgot to name them, so I don't even know which one's which. I think this is what I want. And I'll name those off camera as well. I'll fix all this off camera. Alright, there we go. Vibranium Beam Mutation and Mycelial Reacted. Now, these, I definitely recommend if you're setting up a base anywhere, like, similar to mine, in any aspect, set up this sort of system where you name what you have. And the very important reason for this is when we do a server change, a map wipe or something like that, and we try to bring the base over, these will not be connected because they're connected to the specific location as opposed to the specific block. So what that means is you're going to have to figure out where each of these link to when we go to the new map. So I already know. When I go to the new map and place this guy down, okay, I've just got to relink this guy to the latex and pink slime. The little factory over there. Okay, this guy, he's linked to the nether. Okay, this guy, the unobtainium apiary. And so on. Extremely helpful. Very, very helpful. Okay. What were we up to? The death generator. We're just going to make it. Why not? Oh, and as you can see, the frames are already made, so it's a very instant craft. Chuck this guy down. Okay. He shows a wither skeleton skull, so I don't particularly think we have infinite of those. We probably could. We probably could. I'm curious, can we put a Netherstar in here? Now, I know there's a specific Netherstar generator somewhere here. Where is it? Yeah, the next one we're going to make is actually this. But I'm curious because... Oh, well, I guess it has a list here. Because it is a mob drop, you know? It's, like, surely, but nope. So the options we have is Rotten Flesh for 20 RF. Oh, they all do the exact same amount. Okay. Wait. No way. Explain to me how bone does the same amount as a bone block. I don't believe that, and I want to test it. Bone, And do we have any bone blocks? We do. I'm going to test this, because if it is, then that is ridiculous. So, bone goes in, 20 RF per tick, and of course it's damaging me. What is it doing? It does a bleeding effect. I'm going to be honest. I thought we had something to stop this. Did we not? Remove harmful potion effects. Yes. Does not seem to be working, if I'm honest. Applies a miniature electromagnetic field around the breathing apparatus, preventing selected potion effect types. And then that goes in, and how much does that do? It does the exact same. Okay, well, we're probably just going to do bones then. That'll be easy enough. We'll set this up like we did the other one. So just break this, chuck an explorer on, make sure we set it to be, requires redstone. We chuck the bone in there. That should be fine. And then hook this guy up with a GPS. Boom. Open this guy. Put one of these in. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, he's hooked up now. I will say, I am a little bit annoyed that I'm taking damage. Is there some sort of potion? Some sort of, like, anti-potion thing that I can have? Potion brewer, potion mycelial generator. Oh, God, we're going to have to make one of those. Potion jar, potion melder. I don't know. Potion resistance. That's something we need. Let's search, hashtag potion to see if there's a... Nope. There's not a perk or something that we can get in it. Okay. Alright, well, you know what? I think that's fine for now. Every so often we'll take damage if we're in this area, but honestly, what will probably happen is we'll just be turning this thing on and not be standing here, so I don't think it necessarily matters if we keep taking damage, but anyway. Let's go ahead and make the Netherstar generator. Pretty crazy that we can just make these instantly. Here we go. What was the other pieces we need? More skulls. Ooh, okay. Lucky we didn't use them all. Honestly, with like the looting and stuff, it doesn't really matter if we use them all anyway. Or not the looting, sorry, but the beheading, which I don't even have on this Paxel. Okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. So this guy, I would assume, uses a Netherstar. He generates 4,000 RF per tick, and one Netherstar equals 9.6 million. That's pretty good. Once again, it's pretty repetitive at this point. Now, obviously I've made 3 of these so far. I'm probably not going to put all of these in the title or in the thumbnail. I don't know what we're going to do with these titles. They're getting pretty crazy. I will definitely admit that. If I can finish all of them this episode, then we wouldn't even have to worry. Did I not? I did not even set this to be only work. Am I taking damage because of this guy? I think I was. Okay, well, I guess now we know. Toggle this, and chuck one in there. Okay, beautiful. That's the Netherstar guy hooked up and running. Next is a pink one. Now, this might get a little bit tricky. What I want to do is I want to craft pink dye. Then I want to craft a pink plate. It's probably quicker if I just search pink plate. I want the dye plate, but like the casing. What is it? Yes, pink dye casing. So we're going to do this. I'm going to craft 16 of these. Then we're going to go ahead and make some recipes. Going to head over... Oh, going to head over here. I also there's another thing I want to automate as well. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So first things first, I would like this recipe here. So pink dye plate, YA hammer, and dye casing makes this. Easy enough. Next, I want to have this recipe here. What? This recipe here. There we go. And make sure we remove the fluid from the recipe. There we go. We place one in here. So we place the pink dye casing recipe in there. Then what we do is we fly over to our fluid injection press. Sorry, our pure dye fluid injection press. And we add the recipe in there. But I believe we've moved that with an entangled block over here. Now, I also realize I should possibly put signs on these to name what they are, because much like the network transmitters, I don't think it will tell me what they're bound to if we move the thing, like when we teleport. So I've got a lot of prep I have to do. Anyway, we're going to place the pink dye plate recipe in here, right? The other thing I want to do is I would like to get another entangled block. I guess we can use this one. We'll just have to change what it's bound to, obviously. And what I want to do is automate the actual the fluid itself. So this stuff in here. So I'm going to go ahead and entangle this. Oops, shift right click to entangle it. That was the lightning rod. No one fear. Everyone stay perfectly calm. We're going to place this guy here. We're going to right-click to bind the new thing, the dye liquefier. Okay. Then what we want is an exporter. Grab some of these ones. This guy's going to go here. And there's going to be... I don't particularly know the best way to do this. Alright, so I have a new idea. I'm going to craft a few of these diamond crafters, just so that I have them ready for when I want to use them. The server's also going to reboot in a few seconds, so if we cut out, that'll be why. How long do these crafters take? I thought they were quick recipes. I am actually going to add the recipes into craft the fluid, and then what I'm going to have to do is actually change all of these recipes here to include the fluid recipe. So I guess I could do that right now. So I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to chuck in these recipes. So this one, for example, we're going to then press the recipe for this, click this in, and it looks the same, but this time around we're keeping in this pure dye fluid recipe right there. That's the only difference. So as you can see, it updates it to include the buckets of pure dye fluid, and we're going to do that for each of these recipes. So I'll do that off camera, apparently. Alright, so all of these recipes have been updated to include the fluid. Then what we're going to do is get some fluid recipes ourselves. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to have black dye be one of these. Possibly... I think black dye we want to have 3 of. And then white dye we want to have 1 of. Right? Oh, not 2, sorry. We want to have 1 white dye. And I'll show you why. I don't know if I'll have enough time before this resets to show you, but basically, the way this works is black dye gives you 24 millibuckets of red, yellow, and blue. And what you need is you need all of these, right? You need millibuckets in each of these in order to generate the pure dye fluid. So all we need left is white. So 24 for each of them from black. Then if we go to white dye, which is in here somewhere, we get only 72 white. So if we do some math on my calculator real quick and cut out the amount of time that it takes me to do it, then all we need, see what I did there, is 3 black dye to 1 white dye to have them be equal. So 3 black dye plus this white dye will be 72, 72, 72, and 72, right? So that's fine. The next problem is, we need to tell this that you're going to be making pure dye fluid. And sadly, I think you need more than... Generated by the flow door from 72 mil... Oh, perfect. Wait, yeah, that's actually perfect. Okay. Wait a second. So, how can I drag this in? Fluids. Drag it in there. I don't think it makes 1 bucket, though. You know what? We'll have to see how much it makes. Let me go test real quick. Alright, well, oh, it's restarting. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes. But, I mean, for you, it will be instant, so... I probably didn't even have to say any of this. Alright, so, there is no fluid in here, but we have 96 and 96 and 96. That doesn't matter because the white section is empty, which means when we put one of these dyes in, we're going to get 72 millibuckets of white dye, and then what that's going to do is use up 72 millibuckets of the blue, the yellow, and the red to make a certain amount of fluid. And we're about to figure out the exact amount of fluid, which is very important, because then we can finish the pattern. So, 288 millibuckets. That is the golden number. So we're going to head back in here. 288. That is what we're after. So, 200 and... Well, I guess we'll just write 288. That's probably easier. That changes it to be 0.288 buckets. So, 288 millibuckets. We have the inputs there. Let's go ahead and make that into a pattern. We're going to run back over here. No, we're going to run behind the base to the entangled block. Yep. We need a crafter. That should be easy enough. Crafter. Yep. This guy is going to go on top, but we can go ahead and wrench him to be facing down like that. And inside of this guy, we'll go this pattern right here for the fluid. Beautiful. In theory, that should work. Then we can put all of these recipes back in with the updated fluid situation. We can chuck our dyes back in. All of that should be good. And how do we know if it's working? That is a good question. Well, first things first. Ooh. You know what? I think that's fine. I was going to say, I'm not sure if we want to have it automatically output or if we want it to go into our refined storage system. I think this is fine. While we're here, let's also just change this to be a fluid pipe from just pipes, since we're moving away from mechanism pipes anyway. So that can go there. This guy, if he wants to be the right type of morphing tool, oh, he doesn't really want to work. Nope, there we go. Export. This guy has fluids now. Okay, everything should be perfect. In theory, in theory. One other thing though, I thought I saw glass in there. Huh. I guess we'll leave this? What's the glass doing in here? I'm going to take the glass out. I don't really know why it's in there. Now, another thing I've noticed, as you might see here, is our current fluorite situation is not working. I think the issue is, over here, we have, actually I think for this guy, a crafting upgrade. I'm going to take that out. Reason being is it keeps ordering one fluorite. And the reason why that's a problem is because over here, we have a order for fluorite, 64 fluorite in here that's being crafted too. So, like, we can't be doing both at the same time. Clearly, that's not working. So, in theory, the fluorite situation is solved. Machine doesn't accept fluid. Oh, you're right. Okay. Is that a problem? Ooh. Hold on. Hold the phone. What have we done? Machine doesn't accept fluid. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to change all of these recipes again to not include the fluid. And then what we'll do is we'll set up a interface to store fluid. We'll see if this works. I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what the best plan is for this. But I'll come back with hopefully a working situation. Alright, so here's my new plan. I've brought another entangled block over here. And what this guy is going to do, in theory, is export. No, wait. He's going to import, sorry. He's going to import all the liquids into the network. And in theory, that should work, okay? We're going to change this guy to be into fluid mode. We could probably add the fluid dye here, so this pure fluid dye on there. There we go. That should work. It's currently set on mode blacklist. I'm going to change this to be whitelist. I don't think it necessarily matters, but that should be fine. I think what we might want to do as well is get another disk drive, if we can do this real quick. I'm probably not making this in the best way possible, but hey, we're making it nonetheless. Chest goes in here. And then, what was the other thing for the disk drive? We need a machine casing. Machine casing. Beautiful. So, disk drive, perfect. This is going to go here. I'm going to set this guy to be on fluids. He is going to be on, I guess, insert an extract. We are then going to make sure that it is on whitelist. We're going to search fluid. Do the exact same thing. Drag this guy in here. Beautiful. This should be good. Then what I can do is search for a fluid disk drive, which apparently we're going to have to craft one of these. That should be fine, in theory. Alright, we're going to combine that fluid storage part with the storage housing. We're going to chuck it into here. And now this guy can hold 64 buckets of pure dye fluid. Okay. Beautiful. What is next? Well, I believe what is next is we come over to actually the back of the base again, to the entangled blocks. It's a little bit messy, but hopefully you're sort of following along. We want the injection press here to now have an importer on it. No, wait. An exporter. Yes. Okay. An exporter. So we could do that on... Well, we can't really do it on the front because obviously there's not enough room. This should be fine. We'll just bring the cable underneath. So, import. We want this to be on fluids. And then we want to search for the same fluid. Drag it on here. Then we want to do... Then we want to grab a crafting card. Chuck it in here. And that should work. Sort of, I think. Kind of doesn't work, does it? Because I need to set the specific amount that I want it to put in here. Can I get a regulator card? We have one. A regulator upgrade. How does this guy work again? 1 bucket? Yes! I think that's what we want. Is that working now? Machine doesn't accept fluid. It most definitely does. Machine doesn't accept fluid. Machine doesn't accept fluid. Machine? But it doesn't need fluid because it outputs fluid. So what does it mean the machine doesn't accept fluids? Huh? Okay. I've got a bit of a new idea. Sort of. So I'm going to take off this, which means this recipe here. Let's cancel this. Just real quick. If I search fluid, I'm going to have to do it in the other thing. We're learning, okay? We're learning. If we get this solved, I think we will be good. Pure dye fluid, I want a bucket of you. Start. Will you craft a bucket? I want to see. Already it says machine doesn't accept fluid. What could you possibly mean the machine doesn't accept fluid? You're not getting any fluid. You're making fluid. Ah, what? Machine doesn't accept fluid, but the fluid's the output. I'm clearly missing something. Machine doesn't accept fluid. That's not the point. That's not really what we're doing here. It doesn't matter if you accept or don't accept fluid. Okay. New plan. I'm gonna change the entanglement for the dye liquefier to be on a hopper. We'll see if that works, I guess. So that's we're gonna come back around here. So here we have the dye liquefier. This is now going to go into a hopper, and I think that might work a little bit better. Already it looks like it's working. Okay. So then I want the same thing here. I want this exporter. I want it to be set to be on fluids. We want to grab the fluid again, right? And then do the crafting card and the regulator upgrade. Set this to 1 bucket. And is that working? Let's go see. That might be working, possibly. So let's see. This guy's getting the white dye. Beautiful. So he'll fill up with white dye. Then there should be black dye in here. Beautiful. Okay. It's working. Right? We'll double check. That's fine. In comes the black dye. That gives us the blue, the yellow, and the red. We got to wait for 2 of these to process before we get any liquid to see if it works. And inside this guy, by the way, has nothing. So we should be getting at least some in that tank there. All right, here we go. We got liquid. It disappeared. Is it going to show up in here? Is the question of the day. So far, no far. Really? Well, it did craft some, but I just... Oh, no, it did. It showed up. Beautiful. It just took a little while. Okay. The system's working. That's it. Beautiful. Okay. What was that for again? That was for the pink dye. Yes. I also need to add all these recipes back. Beautiful. I am happy that we got this working. So they all go in there. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. This could probably be the episode over, I'm guessing. So that was for what? That was for the pink generator, which we didn't even make because we're still waiting on... Yes. Yeah, I'll manually craft some more pink dye. There we go. We can make the pink generator. It uses pink wool, a simple machine frame, redstone, and obviously the pink dye. It's going to go here. Now, this guy uses anything that's pink, including a pink mycelial generator, believe it or not. That's good to know. Pink wool stairs, pink terracotta, pink glass, pink concrete. Now, there's most definitely going to be one of these recipes that is better than the rest. I probably won't know what that is exactly. Potted pink cherry sapling, pink something, pink flowers work, pink petals, pink petal blocks. They do all appear to generate the same amount of power, so I'm a little bit confused by that. But I'm going to hope that we can just use dye. Okay, yes, we can. We can even use dye plates. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, that takes care of all of our issues. So, if I search pink now, if I search pink, we don't have dye plates here. What happened to my recipe? Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. Ah, I left it in here. Get rid of that. Press that. Beautiful. Pink dye plate. Okay. Of course, the one recipe that I accidentally left behind, and that's it there. So, I can now either craft these. I probably will need one, maybe. I might be able to get away with just setting up this a bit differently. So, crafting upgrade, we have the exporter on us. We're going to fly over here, obviously. Open up this guy. Place an exporter. Open this back up. This is going to be set to require redstone. Did I do this for the other ones? I did, yep. Items, exact. We're going to search pink. We're going to look for a pink dye plate, which is down here. Drag it on there. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. Oh, and the crafting upgrade. Beautiful. Okay. Wireless receiver. GPS card. Open up this guy. Slap it in. Beautiful. So in theory, I can flick this. Now, what you need to keep in mind is it takes a little bit for these dye plates to craft. So we might have to do things a little bit differently. But in theory, oh, yep. In theory, you can see it's crafting them. It's just, you know, it takes a little bit. In fact, I think one popped in just before, because it's already generating. Beautiful. So, everything is working. Some of these are obviously full, but, they have stuff in them, so they're working. Beautiful. Yep, another pink dye plate. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I think we will wrap this episode up here. I don't really know what I'll title this episode. I kind of wanted to put the names of the generators in, but clearly I won't be able to put Rocket, Death, Netherstar. Oh, maybe I could. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I could fit Rocket, Death, Netherstar, Pink, Mycelial generators? Do you reckon I could put that in the title? We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. What do we have left? So Pink we're done. Now we have Magma, Halitosis, Frosty, Explosive, Ender, Disenchantment, Potion, Culinary, Slimy, and Furnace. Okay, we've got a few more episodes of this. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully these videos are getting a little bit higher quality. They sort of feel like they are. I might test some shaders off camera to see if we can maintain this incredible frames with shaders. If it doesn't work, it's not too bad. I've gotten used to not playing with the shaders again, so it's not necessary, I guess. While we're at it, thank you guys for supporting the channel financially, and obviously thank you to the viewers at home for just watching and supporting and commenting and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's very, very supportive. Thank you to Skeletor Jacob, Oathus, Derpy Snow Luna, and the Rifty for supporting me over on the Discord financially with the donations. And thank you to Mugs, to Coolest, and also V Rifty for being channel members on the YouTube front and supporting me financially that way. So thank you guys a lot, and thank you to, I guess, anyone who watches the ads play in the video. Obviously, that's essentially a way to support me financially. So thank you guys, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm still so impressed. I don't know which particular mod made everything run so phenomenally well, but I will provide that link in the description of a list of mods that do work. I think in particular, I might be able to tell you what I used. Yes, so the ones I specifically added, so obviously I already had Optifine in my mod pack, obviously. So I added Not Enough Crashes. That allegedly makes it so that if my game crashes, I just go to the title screen instead of having to reload this entire mod pack, which if you've played it before, you know it's very big. The performance mods I added was Ferrite Core. That allegedly makes it so that your game uses less RAM, so a little bit better performance on that front. I added Smooth Boot. I think the mod pack actually already had Smooth Boot, so that just essentially allows the mod pack to load a little bit faster. So I think the mod pack already had that, but I don't know, I just replaced it again. So the other performance one, apart from Ferrite that I added, was Out of Sight. And that's the one that stops modded blocks from being loaded if they're, well, out of sight. So I think that and the Ferrite one must have done something to increase my frames so astronomically. So do go check them out, and do go send some love to all the mod developers involved. And honestly, if you're ever watching a video and you're like, that mod looks really cool, go send those mod developers some love, because I mean, they essentially do all this stuff for free. Some of them might have Patreon supports, which you can go and support them, but like, it's pretty ridiculous. All this stuff, like, probably the grass and the cobble is like the only thing you can see here that is vanilla. How crazy is that? Like, all this wood, this is pine wood from a mod pack. All of these like marble and whatnot. Even these things, these are cobblestone bricks from Quark. Like, pretty ridiculous, isn't it? How much the game is changed by mods. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.